Welcome back to another episode of Shall You Proceed. I've missed you. Have you missed me? I know you have. Today, I'm excited about this show because it is part 2 of Single Folks Shit. And I have a great panel of guests today. Amazing friends, entrepreneurs, movers and shakers in Houston, and some single folks who have great opinions about single life in Houston. And I want you to first share, like, invite your friends, your family, your foes, everyone, this particular show. I want your feedback, so that's your homework assignment. Share the show right now. I'm giving you 3 seconds, and there you go. But I want everyone on the panel to tell you who they are, what they're doing, and we'll jump right into it. So at the far left, we have Jesse.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Jesse Fezia III. You can find me on social media, Facebook, Jesse Fezia III, or Instagram, J Fezia Artist and the number 2. And I'm happy to be here. So bring out your questions and comments and all that good stuff. So I'm ready.
Rachel.
Hi guys, Rachel Garrison here. I am a writer, shameless plug. I have 2 books out, Chasing Unicorns. It's a book of poetry and hashtag So I Know It's Real. It's a collection of poetry and prose. I'm a writer, creative. I'm launching a relationship/transition coaching program. So look for me at RDG, Chasing Unicorns. That's on Instagram and on Facebook.
Awesome. Angela T. Dot.
Hey, I'm Angela T. Robinson, and I am the host of the MixNSingle podcast. I am also owner of MixNSingle events. You can find me everywhere at MixNSingle, MixNSingle.
The man himself.
Yo,
What?
not too much, not too
himself.
early. What up, people? Garry Lee, also known as G Hawkins. You can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, shit, Pornhub at G Hawkins.
Yes.
That's G Hawkins.
Yes.
I'm the chief architect and founder here at the Sphere Podcast Studios and Network.
Indeed.
Where the magic happens.
The match.
Last but never least, my 2.
Yes, I'm Angel. I'm simple. Everything is Angel Feels on IG, on Facebook, Twitter, everything. I wasn't creative. I didn't think of Big Booty Judy first.
And what do you do, Angel?
I am a makeup artist here in Houston, based out of Houston, and also your favorite nail tech.
Yes,
Make me
yes.
over, Angel.
Yeah, right.
So now that we have introduced everyone, let the fuck shit begin.
Hey.
Yo.
Yes. So first of all, I want to ask each of you, I want everyone to chime in. There's no running from any questions that's posed. What does single really mean to you? Everyone has their opinion. They try to get, we're not giving advice today, people. We're not solving any problems. We may give bad advice you may not want to listen to.
Yes.
But you know what? Because I've been single for a long time and I do some fuck shit. But what does single really mean to each of you? Angel, you go ahead and go first.
I'm not married.
That's first and foremost. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah, I go to bed every night by myself.
Damn.
Some nights.
I'm
Don't say
not.
every night. Some nights.
So
fuck
she
that.
says. So
I'm going to bed every night by myself. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yo. You know, it's an interesting question. I think to me it means freedom,
Okay.
right? But that could be freedom from responsibilities. That could be freedom from showing up and pulling up. That could be freedom from being a real man or being a real woman. So it can be a positive as well as a negative. It comes without the stress of a relationship. But being single, shit, we often put other stress loads and factors on ourselves in the dating world, which obviously we'll break down, which we'll get into for those that are tuned in.
That sounds so like
just saying.
PC and shit.
It
Like
ain't too
I'm just saying.
You only knew if your girl.
All right, Miss MixNSingle.
Single means not committed. Period.
Okay.
I mean, you're not committed to any situation, any circumstance, any free to do whatever you will. That's single.
I'm gonna go with the old textbook version. If you ain't married,
Yeah.
you single.
So if you're not married, you're single.
You're single.
Yeah.
You
That's
be
not-
dating.
if I
one
say we
person,
go
multiple
together, we go
people.
together.
Remember you said that. Okay.
But to me, you're still single. If you're
Right.
dating someone, if y'all not married in a life partnership, you're single.
Yeah.
So we should have no expectations.
Now, I'm not saying expectations are different. You can have
I see.
expectations, but you're
But-
still single.
I'm gonna just say it's basically no real attachment to anyone person. Understood, mutual thing. There's no attachments to anybody. I would say freedom, but your freedom should not be stripped. Even when you're in a relationship, you should still be free.
Amen.
So,
I don't know about that.
well, there's levels to the freedom though. There's levels
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
There's
absolutely.
boundaries, of course, and things like that. But freedom should still exist in a relationship. So for me, single is just being able to do your own thing without regards to who's gonna check you for it. Come and go as you please, and you don't have to answer to anybody but
So
yourself.
I mean, like no committed relationship.
no commitment at all. I mean,
For me, I put things in categories, even when I'm just saying. For me, there's no commitment to any one particular person. I come and go. I'm not checking in with anyone. No one's checking me. And also, everyone knows I'm single. No one has the misunderstanding.
that's why I said mutual
Uh-oh.
understanding that what it is.
Because I communicate effectively. No one has the misunderstanding that
Yeah.
there's more going on than what's going
Absolutely.
on.
Yeah.
So you got binders of eggplants? I mean, what's going on? I just want to know. Binders of dudes that compartmentalize?
I was gonna tell you my business,
Instead of
but I'm
the-
gonna be transparent.
No
Think
CP.
about it. Think
no
about
CP.
it. Think about
You
it.
know,
That's what you said.
well,
Come on.
I don't have binders any longer. I don't have binders.
That's an older life.
That's a long time ago. A long time ago. But no binders. It's just I meet people. Let's see how it goes, and if it goes well, you start eliminating other people that may have shown interest, and you get eliminated real quickly with Erlene. I'm not that I'm picky. It's just that I'm at the age.
Everybody is like,
I don't know why y'all all looking at me.
yeah,
I'm
we
at the
staring.
age.
Hard as hell.
We're all at the age where we know what we want. We're really setting our ways, and you know pretty quickly if it's gonna work out for you. Plain and simple.
But are we all dating with that idea in mind?
I know what I do when I walk into dating, and I know what I want eventually for it to be, and you know pretty quickly if this person is going to even be able to feed into you, feed into them. If you want to continue, like, I like this person, the energy's great, I love what's going on. Other than that, we just have to keep moving. If you can't make time, you don't have balance, and I do, it's not going to work out.
So when you do find somebody that you want to build with, what do you call that? That's not single for you. That's what?
I'm still single because we haven't had the conversation
I
of,
agree.
hey, let's make this exclusive.
So when y'all
and I
do-
never assume we're exclusive. I don't do assumptions.
So when you do that conversation, then you move into the category of what?
In a relationship.
Well, I haven't had that category in a long time, Rachel. So
Is that like
But-
the dating? Is
but-
it exclusive dating?
exclusive dating. So we'll have that conversation.
Y'all go together. now.
You know,
Y'all
I'm
go
just
together.
now. I mean,
That's
do
an
you circle yes or no?
Y'all go together.
Exclusive dating.
It's just, I think, how is it that I'm getting interviewed? I'm just trying to figure out for me, because Rachel, she's sneaky.
You know, I come for
Sneaky,
you. boo.
sneaky.
For me, it's like I'm enjoying your time. After a while, I'm giving you more of my time. So so this is my thing with dating Erlene. If you give me time and space, it shall be filled
Hello.
with other things.
Amen.
You cannot give.
Amen.
I don't think you should.
Things.
I don't think you should give. And if you're dating someone and you really want to kick it with them, you like their energy, you have to make time and actually make sure even if it's not right now, you're filling their time. You're filling up those memories you're making. If you're
Yeah.
not doing that, we're just talking on the phone or whatever, I'm telling you, like I know, if someone else wants to come and fill some space, I have no obligation to you to make that time available. And I'm very available. I tell people, here's my
Send me a
availability.
calendar invite.
Yeah.
Hey.
I would say
saying
in the
shit.
budding stages for sure. Once you kind of like just now starting out dating and everything, it's really important to, get that FaceTime in. You know what I mean? Like in the early stages for sure. Then eventually, as you kind of move along in it, you can kind of space it out a little bit more once you've determined that this person is kind of going to be around for a little bit.
So you
But
date
definitely-
them less?
No,
As time goes on?
I'm just saying, like, as far I'm saying it's not so imperative.
Yeah.
It's not so imperative just to be there like all the time. And spend
Yeah,
time because-
absolutely.
But in the early stages, budding stages of a relationship, you get to know each other. Trying to get to know each other in different environments and different things. So it's like
There's
you wanna get that
factors,
early
work
on.
and children. I understand
Early
that,
on, yeah.
but you have to be able to make some time. And if you're not doing that,
people
Well,
make time
this
for what
what
they
I
want to make
wanna-
time
that I
for.
want to ask
Absolutely.
because I asked this
Absolutely.
question a couple of months ago because this new dating era is too confusing for me. So it's a whole bunch of rules that I'm still trying to catch up on. Because see, a lot of y'all, well, I know y'all don't know. I was married for 20 years, so the last time I really dated was in the damn 90s, and I'm still stuck in the damn 90s.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
this
yeah,
new era stuff is just too much going on. Like when you talking about single to married, no. When I say we go together, we go together. We're not single. We're not married. But let me find you talking to somebody else.
It's gonna
That's
be some trouble.
Yeah.
Smoke
But
in the
this
city.
what I
Yeah.
want. Yeah.
I love angels.
But that comes from
I'm just like-
communication. You have to
But this what I
communicate
do
that,
want
your
to
expectation.
understand is like when you start meeting someone, when you first start talking to them, when is consistency expected? You know what I mean?
the
That's a
jump.
good question.
From the jump.
Come on, Gary,
because
you over there, you rumbling. you
Because
rumbling,
you
Gary.
know
Come
what?
on.
When I asked this question a couple of months ago, I asked 10 women and 10 men. It was really funny that 9 of the 10 men answered almost the same, and 9 of the 10 women answered the same. So I'm just curious
How
as
did
to
they
how y'all
answer?
answer. I want y'all
Okay.
answer.
Go
And
ahead,
the
Gary.
question is, when do you expect
When
consistency?
does consistency post? As soon as you meet somebody, when do you
You know what's
expect
funny is I find that consistency really follows the person's patterns. If they're a very strategic and consistent, they're a person that has great ethics, they follow through, then goddamn it, the dating should be straight. You're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
You can expect a weekly date, if not something multi-times during the week. They will show you that shit up front. Now,
Yep.
if you got somebody who's like, oh, I don't know, I'll see, I'll hit you day of and shit. Like, we grown as fuck. We ain't got time for some day of dating. We don't trying to do
That's
that.
what I was
So that
saying.
brings
Can't do it.
inconsistency.
Right.
So and I know that's a whole nother conversation about people who schedule dates versus people who like to be spontaneous. But consistency, it takes some thought. You got to be intentional, so you end up having to schedule shit.
But can I add though?
Yeah, you can add whatever you want, blue lips, that shit. Do
Yes.
what you
So
want.
the question is about like when do we expect consistency? I think the reality is we always showing representatives to begin with.
Oh.
So I don't want to see representative. If you're not consistent from the beginning,
I'm future.
I don't want you to
Just
pretend like
mask
you're
off.
consistent.
Yeah. I'm not.
Like be who you are up front.
And see, and that's another thing. In the 90s, in this new, I didn't get the chance to make a representative. So
You missed
who
that
I am-
avatar opportunity.
I missed that time. So who I am is who you gonna get.
yeah,
all
yeah, that's
around.
how it should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
I never give anyone a representative. And I think I can't stand you, but no, I really don't. I think with the damaged people that's running around here, because I'm genuine in who I am from beginning to end. When you meet me today, I'm the same person, and I
Right.
can tell you
Yeah,
that.
right.
You know, I just play
It's
with
like,
you,
wait,
yeah.
I know. It's like, oh, you really are cool. So can I come back? No.
No,
Wow.
Right.
absolutely
Closing
not.
doors
No.
and shutting them.
My mother said, you don't eat your shit. You don't come back.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Heavy.
telling you who I am. I'm showing you who I am from jump. I know you can't believe that from beginning, but Erlene's the same person from jump.
Right.
I don't really do the whole, I don't play games. I'm not diabolical. I'm pretty upfront and I'm
Too
laid
grown.
back and
Too
chill.
grown out here for that.
And then when you're like that and I'm consistent with my energy and I'm consistent with, this is my time, here you go, and you don't know what to do with it.
Never mind.
Shit,
Yeah.
I got a revolving though. We round 3, boo. We don't know what might happen. Yeah,
See,
you
I
never
can't
know.
do that though.
never know.
I
Revolving,
can't
though.
do that. It's different
Let me forgive and
though.
forget.
It's different than that.
For a moment, huh, Gary?
For a moment in time.
Because
For a
see,
split moment in
I
time.
don't want
Don't
to
let it
get.
be
I don't
good.
want. See,
Don't have the good
Let me
good.
tell you something. I can.
But are we
it had
talking
never
sex?
been that
Or are we
great.
talking about dating?
Whatever
That's
we're
different.
talking, blue lips, whatever we're talking.
Purple.
Purple.
No.
I was gonna say that, but you know, hey.
No.
Listen,
I have a question for you though. Like, how do you feel about dating in multiples versus just dating exclusively from the jump? Like, what is your take on that? Do you
Oh,
date
like actually
multiples?
dating or like
Like, do you date
monogamously
multiples?
dating?
Like, you go out on multiple, like you date multiple at a time?
Oh, I understand.
Like, as far as putting all your eggs in one,
I understand.
as far as putting all your
He's
eggs in
acting
one
like you
basket,
date
or you kind
multiple
of spread them out a little bit. Like, what's your
Tell
take?
one.
What kind of person are
person
you
at a time.
in that dating world? Like, what kind of
Yeah.
person?
I shall we proceed?
Yeah, we,
And we can go along. We can go along the line.
No,
but
no, 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 no.
start with
I
yourself.
will gladly answer this question. So,
Okay.
when I first meet someone and we're communicating until they're monopolizing my time, I may entertain someone else. And I'm not saying sexual, I'm just saying I may entertain
Right,
someone
just
else.
dating. So, yeah,
So I have no problem going on dates with people.
multiple people. Gotcha.
I don't mind going on multiple dates.
I got you.
But for me, who I am right now, I can't date a lot of people at one time. I don't have the energy. I'm getting wrinkles. I can't do it. So if I meet you and your energy is cool and we're spending time together, you're gonna get my time. Until you fall inconsistent, we'll still communicate, but then you're opening the door for some other people to come through.
But what if you have two that's consistent as,
Then I'm going to make a decision.
Paint the picture.
Okay.
I'm going to make a decision because someone's going to outweigh.
Eventually, yeah.
Something's
So
going to be the tipping factor. I don't want to play people's time. What y'all talking about? I don't want to play for anyone's time and emotion. You know what I mean? I don't want to waste anyone's time. And I'm not one to meal hustle anyone. I have no problem doing back. That's a whole other thing.
That's
Nonsense.
I'm so tired of that.
But I'm not that person, so I don't want to waste your time. So if I'm feeling someone, and they may be feeling me more than I am them, I will let them know, hey, this is not working out. Move along, that type of thing. So I never I don't lead anyone on.
But there is a double standard, though. If women date multiple men, she a hoe.
Not
Point blank,
necessarily.
period.
not
No,
true.
because I've seen it multiple times in conversations, in groups, and in person, where it's automatically assumed if a woman is dating multiple men, she has multiple sexual partners.
She's just a pro. She's a professional.
Listen.
She's a professional.
No, but
dater.
see, this is the thing,
And I
though.
When
appreciate
men
that.
date
serial dater.
multiple women, it's okay. He a player,
is,
he
there
a
is a double-
bachelor.
there is a
it's
double
okay.
standard.
But when a woman dates multiple men, it's
Revolving
automatically
door.
assumed she's
I
a
know you
woman.
don't feel that way. I know you don't feel
With
that
the
way.
wing, give me the wing.
I
I
just,
see you.
revolving door. But that's the thing.
Well, how about this? I will say this for those that are tuned in right now on Facebook Live. If you believe in dating multiple people at one time, hit the watch party. If you believe in dating one
I'm
person at a
already
time,
watching.
hit the share. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's put it
Oh,
out
let's
there.
see what
Let's see what happens.
Lord,
Let's see
let
what
me,
happens.
don't
But you know
disappoint
what?
me, y'all.
But this is my thing, because even when I get to know a man, first of all, don't worry about my background. You know what I mean? Don't worry about what I got going on in my background, because right now the only focus you should be is you and I. The moment you start worrying about what I got on my background, already that shows me a different type of person to you. Don't worry about that, because I'm like this. You would know who I'm spending time with if you're consistent. If you're consistently on my line or consistently in my face,
Come on.
I don't have time for nobody else.
FaceTime.
So as time proceed, you would know that you're number one, or you're moving up that ladder, because me and you are starting to spend more time together. And whomever in the background.
Okay, wait a minute. So what do you disagree with that?
Yeah,
That you can always tell if you're a priority for somebody. I don't think you can always tell.
No, you can't.
You
If you're
can't.
dealing with a professional.
If you're doing a professional, let's be
They
real.
will
You're a
give you.
professional.
They will make you
There's
in
a
a
good
goal
morning text.
to
There's
make you feel
FaceTime.
like
You-
number one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
Roll
is
to
the
the other
goal
shit.
when you are
Absolutely.
dating
That is-
multiple people.
And
at one
if you
time.
can see through that
Page
shit,
87.
like Erlene
Not all the
can,
time.
they can't stand it because it breaks down what they're trying to do. They can't run that game. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm PhD in this. Don't try to.
Is it a game though?
It
Yes,
is a
it's
game.
definitely
Is
a
it?
game.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a game.
I don't understand with consistency. How is if me and you spending time, who the hell else he with?
But consistency is relative also.
Listen.
Like,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
consistent?
Very true.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you
I
can't
can
just
agree
say
with
what's enough time for you is sufficient for somebody else.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
and that's
And-
true. But I'm just saying, even in the midst of dating time, you would know about somebody's time and effort.
So let me ask you a question then. So if he's not to worry about what you got going on in the background, and vice versa, right? So you dating somebody you think is, being consistent and showing you all the signs, you see him pop up with, let's say, Erlene over here, on a date. How you feel about that?
I don't feel about him, Angel.
Where she started.
Because wherever the hell he was at with Erlene, I'm probably there with Bobby. So we
Okay,
good.
that's right. So it's a mutual thing. Like it's cool. Like, hey, what's up? And keep it moving. Right?
It's all in the
Yeah,
communication, though.
right.
It's all that
I agree.
communication.
I agree.
You have to communicate up front at some point in time. And I tell people, I fully believe, and many people don't believe me, if you one-on-one, you tell me what you're after, you may get what you want. You can't
Absolutely.
hit somebody in a group, or I don't like the game some men play. It's not that hard to get what you're looking for, if that's all you want. Some women want the same thing. Just tell me what you're looking for, then I know how much time to give you. but don't play the game of approaching me as if you want
A nice walk in the park.
But it's about choice.
and you don't
Sit
really
down and
want
love
that.
it.
I'm like,
It's about taking away choice, though.
I can't say anything.
If I know I want you and I'm pursuing you, and I say I only want you for sex, right?
Yeah.
But it's possible if I tell ELeeSe I want her for sex, she might not go for that.
that's
But if I pursue her like
manipulation.
I want her to be my chick, my main one, it's a possibility I can get the
That's
sex.
how people
This is
get their.
exciting.
This is how people get their tires slashed.
Yep.
And because women are
And that happens.
people are
That's the games
diabolical.
we're talking
You
about.
cannot lie about your
So
intention.
then
I
I'll
agree.
take away
I agree
ELeese's
with that.
choice.
You be up front, put the ball in that court, and they can decide.
And
if they
let
wanna
me
play with
decide
it or
what
not.
I
I want
want.
to,
Now-
yeah,
now-
but people don't want to do that. They don't
Yeah.
want to give you just your decision. They want to take your choice away from you.
Let me juxtapose that with a person who is interested in you but isn't sure what they want from you because they haven't spent enough time, not enough due diligence. The discernment hadn't kicked in for them to say, okay, this person is great for communication, for spiritual, just whatever,
We haven't got
for
that far
long
yet.
walks in the park, sitting down at the library reading. This person is good for these things. I want to build something more.
Yeah.
I
They
think
don't know up front.
then,
Yeah,
then
you may
you
not
have
know,
to.
you're right.
Then if you're mature enough, you say, you know what, I'm liking your energy. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. And then you know what? Then we will date or communicate on that friendship, hanging out type of. It may be something more, but I also not to give you all my eggs. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to still.
Date multiple people.
I'm still going to. I don't even understand how.
So do y'all disclose? I know Angel kind of gave her answer. Do y'all disclose your intentions when dating someone from being like, okay, eventually I want to
do.
get married, or eventually
Oh, yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
settle down.
always.
Eventually, y'all actually say that, or you just gotta wait and see the vibe y'all have with that person, and then say, okay.
I think there's a conversation to be had, and I think that I'm pushing 40. Fuck, I'll be 40 in a few months. So I know. God damn it, make that feel good though. But in that, like the conversation comes up. What do you? Because I don't have
What's
any
your
kids.
intention?
Yeah.
I've never been married, so it's like, well, do you want kids?
Yeah.
Because it's an anomaly. It's a bit abnormal. So a lot of my desires come out in a very early conversation. Now, does my desire match who I'm dating?
Right.
It just depends on who I'm dating.
Yeah.
Now let me
And
ask
that's
this
how I
question
move.
though.
Yeah.
And that's you have to be, and I think that's what I'm saying. All of us are of a certain age, and we know what
I'm
we
young. I
want.
don't know what the hell she's trying to apply.
I'm 40-ish, and I'm staying there until forever. But I think we all know what we want, so we
Yeah.
have to speak with intention. You have
Yeah,
to speak
absolutely.
with, you know what, you want to play. I can play with you for a little bit, but that's really not what I want. So you can't get ELeeSe all the time.
Yeah.
And don't come at me as if you want more, and I need to take what you're giving me. I don't have to take what you're giving me, because I'm telling you, there's other people who want to spend time with you. And eventually I do want to get married and I may not want children. I don't know, because I'm 41. So I don't know. That may be out of the if it happens, I'm happy.
Right.
I get those questions and I welcome them because you want to know and vet who I am and where this is going to go. You have to be intentional with your questions. I'm not going to sit back and wait and see, oh, I like him. He won't kid. I don't want him. I can change his mind. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind,
It's not a thing.
because you know what you want.
So how do y'all handle when people don't have their intentions set? Like, what are you looking for? Oh, I'm not
Stop talking to
sure.
Then
Or I don't know. How do y'all handle those types of responses when you ask of their intentions?
I stopped
Look at
talking to
Gary,
him.
like,
I believe it's a certain pace. You kind of just like.
we're going to go with the flow.
I'm not,
You know, look-
I mean, it's
Real
certain-
rap.
Yeah.
Depending on what,
It depends on what it is. Like,
Come
like,
on.
but like if you're gonna date, maybe they're not dating with a purpose necessarily. So you kind of like, if you know what you want versus if you don't want to date somebody who don't have the same common goals and same, y'all are basically dating with the same purpose, then you may want to just kind of hold up on that. I don't know.
I will say this, and we'll go on to the question. We have to listen
Up front.
to what people are saying,
Or- and what they don't say.
and what
That-
they
that
and
too is
because
most importantly.
I feel, and I really feel that men. I've said this before. Men are telling you and telling us what they
And
want,
y'all don't listen to it.
and so many of us, because a lot of women date. Like, okay, I see Gary, I want Gary. I've already had my mind already down to
Child.
the
What color
destination
dress?
wedding, and
Yes.
he's like, oh, she's cool today. Let's see how tomorrow goes.
My God.
That's me
You know
right
what I'm
there.
saying?
That's me.
Glory.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
that's real
so
rap
now
right
we're in our
there.
mind.
You
I
like
want
Gary?
him, and
You
so we're
like-
gonna make it work no matter
You're
what.
gonna sabotage it eventually.
And so now that it's not working, and he has no idea what's in my brain.
At
oh
all.
my God.
And he's
Ain't
telling you,
communicating.
hey, I'm just, I'm
Pacing
going
it.
with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like mad at him. I'm vexed for no reason. I'm even mad at myself. We have to listen
Yeah.
on both
I
sides of the
agree.
table.
I agree.
But let me ask this question, what are your personal dating rules? What are your rules for Jesse, Rachel, Angela, Gary? I know I've heard Gary's rules many times. Angel, what are your
Gary has
rules
a
for dating? Like,
system.
what are your
Yeah.
particular rules for dating?
I don't really get into the whole rules and things like that. Like it's to me it's all predicated on the person, the said daters. Like no two daters are alike, you know what I mean? So it's like it's whatever works for both of us, because you got a whole lifestyle and person that you become and are, and I am the same way. So wherever we can meet in the middle and kind of work some things out, we can kind of go from there. But there's no rules. My only rule, what I would like to happen, there's no rules. I'm not a dictator. I can't just tell you what's.
I'm about to
do.
say you're politicking right now, so.
Real rap.
No.
You politicking.
So what I'm gonna say is,
Y'all go ahead.
CNN and chaos.
so what I'm gonna say is like certain things I would like to have
Yeah.
is reciprocity, right? So I would like to show for that person to show that they're interested in me, just as I am in pursuing them. They can show me they want to be pursued by me, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So every now and then, maybe pretend you want to get that check, or tip or something like that. Just try to reciprocate on some
I want you not
level.
to say on this live, pretend to get the check. Get the check sometime, lady, for Jesse.
No, I was
okay?
gonna say, yeah, or even get it, or even get it. Even grab it, tip, something.
Yeah, I'm just
but,
messing with you.
just reciprocate on some level. Don't try to. You
Yeah.
don't have to match my level, but just reciprocate on some level.
You want parallel energy. You want to be the same.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. So but no real rules. It's like just show me you're interested. I'm gonna show you I'm interested, and I can continue pursuing you like you want to be pursued. Or most women want to be, and that's pretty much it. And so I'll be open-minded. You know what I mean? So. Like when it comes down to the communication, like you calling me, I'm calling you. Like let's kind of go back and forth with
Call
that.
me.
Rachel, what are your rules? What are your,
Text me too,
rules
yeah,
in
I feel
dating?
you on that.
I don't have many, but my first one is I don't want your representative. I want you. I want to see who you are up
Get the
front.
hearts on that one.
You want me to take you to church?
Okay, so Gary is off the
Because
chain.
we do that. Women would do certain things and men would do certain things in the beginning, thinking that's what that person wants to see, just to get their attention, to gain their favor. And then they fall off the face of the earth. Like,
They
I'm
can't
going
keep
to call
it up,
you,
don't
I'm going
do
to
it.
good morning, text you all day long and all afternoon. How you doing? How was your day? How was your evening? You have a good night, sweetheart. The next day, over and over, and all of a sudden, 2 months later, it's like, GM.
That's a Keisha.
Can't even get a whole good morning, but
Wow.
I want to see who you are from the very beginning. Don't give me all the fluff. I ain't down for the foolishness with the fluff of let me, try to, impress you. Show me who you are.
Right.
That's all I wanted. That's all I really want. I don't want the representative. Show me who you are. Because I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna come to the table with me.
Yeah.
And my mouth is foul, and I'm not gonna cut the cuss words out for you. Like I'm not. So I'm not gonna keep my little niceness to myself. I'm gonna be who I am every day.
I'm gonna eat
all
dinner.
day.
I'm not gonna eat a salad.
I'm not gonna eat a whole steak if I'm
doing that at
hungry.
20.
I'm gonna get a drink. What about Angela? What about you?
Just be honest. Tell me what you want.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you want. Let's compare notes. Don't lie. I hate being lied to. It feels manipulative. Feel like you're trying to make me make a choice about something you're trying to get me to do when you could just ask me out front. I might give it to you.
Hey,
I'm not.
Well, but I'm saying be honest about it.
Hey.
Let me make that decision. let me make that decision.
Yeah.
Don't make the decision for me.
Right.
But,
Right.
And yeah, let's just be truthful. That's it.
I'm gonna let Angel go first, and then I'm gonna let Gary go.
Lord have mercy.
Gary has a lovely.
I really don't have no dating rules. I don't even understand when the rules was invented at. It was boy like girl, girl like boy. We go together.
That's
Like that. It's so freaking simple.
kids
Where
act
had
like
I
you
had
gotta
all
simple,
this stuff?
silly.
Huh?
If you like each other, act like it, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. But but now since I'm in this era of being single, I agree with a lot of stuff that Jesse has said, you know what I mean? But I do believe in this because with something you had said too, I do believe in when it comes time for us, when we have already showed that apparently if we talking to each other physically, we both like each other. So that's already stated. But then I am a firm believer in following the man's lead in the dating. And what I mean by that is the consistency flow. Because as she said, women are already there. You know what I mean? Like they done already planned 5 months down the line where he is just like today. You know what I mean? So that's why I focus on. So if his energy is not showing me that with consistency and action that he's really interested in me, then that's where I stop talking to him. My turnarounds are pretty quickly with that. But
Hey, I mean, the fall forward of, okay.
Like if you make it to day 8, shoot, I almost got a whole boyfriend on day 8. Shoot, we is in there. Like he done sent me good morning, all types out for 7 days.
And he put a smiley face with the little heart on it.
Lexicon.
And called me gorgeous a couple of them days.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Change it up.
Yeah, but men, stop sending good mornings. We tired of it. Tell me good evening, afternoon. By the
Pick
evening,
the phone.
I want
Somebody
that.
Pick up the phone.
Mr. Garry Lee.
look, I'm with you. I don't.
Gary motherfucking Lee.
Yeah.
What are your rules?
So
Because I know you're going to give me a straight answer.
I will.
Thank you.
Oh my
Praise God.
Oh my God. I mean, first, and I'll say this, which goes without saying, is obviously be yourself, right? And fuck these representatives and shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't try to play in these multiple spaces when that's not who you are, because the authentic. Oh fuck.
You had it.
Authenticity,
You had it.
that word. Yeah, you've been drinking it. Yes,
You
yes.
will come through every time. You know what I'm saying? The authenticity
Eventually.
of who you are. But most importantly, me specifically,
Yes.
I date on a matrix.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
I love his matrix.
Yeah.
So, you know what his matrix?
You remember matrix? So
That's why I had him go last.
I'm gonna need to trademark
Good
this
stuff.
shit. So let me say this right now for those that are tuned in.
Engineer breakdown
I'm
right
working
here.
on the trademark and we're gonna get this shit right. But I call it the 50-point matrix. So
Yeah.
basically, there are 5 things that everybody wants in a significant
Yeah.
other, right? There's someone, and you mentioned this earlier, the physical, right? You mentioned it when we talk about representatives. That's actually the psychological. We talked about the spiritual. We've made references of that. The educational, you know, how somebody appreciates education, and last but not least, the financial. Now, I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, obviously, 1 being the lowest.
Yeah.
Now, when you add your points up, if someone's a 40 or higher on this point scale, you should fucking marry them.
Yeah.
Don't pass go, don't collect 200, marry that ass.
But how
Because
long do you wait before you calculate
I'm
your...
gonna get to there. I'm gonna damn sure get to
Give
there.
him some hearts on that.
Yeah, there's a heart on that. Give him a
Like
heart
that
on that.
30 to 39, you should date with intent, right? You should date with intent because you know what you want, and it's apparent that they know what they want. Date with intent. Now, 29 to 20,
Let
they
that go.
ass stuck in friend zone.
Absolutely.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to get out of friend zone, but that's where they're at. Anything below a 20, I'm not a firm believer of this new age shit that these microwave and these millennials are doing.
Man,
But sometimes
listen.
you gotta ghost that ass. You know, it just is what it is.
Why can't we have a conversation without ghosting people?
Because everyone doesn't
Everybody-
listen, though.
Nope.
Yeah, it can get a little
I mean,
disrespectful.
I don't
No,
believe
they
in
can.
ghosting. I don't believe in
Absolutely.
ghosting.
Yeah.
Some people
but
can't handle the truth.
I think after, and I'll let you finish. I'm sorry for crossing
no,
you.
no, it's cool.
I don't believe in ghosting, but I've learned in recent stuff.
Like today.
Shit, it's deep.
I've learned that, and even just watching other people, it's dangerous and people don't listen.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to
Fall back.
because you're not gonna manipulate me with a bunch of other aggressive text and convo and the paragraphs and all that to change my mind. My mind is made up.
But you've already said that.
I've
So, I mean,
said
that's
it.
not ghosting if you've already told them.
no,
I'm
But
not
sometimes
involved. I'm not
you
involved
have to
with
just
you.
You have
like
to.
block, delete,
telling
and
you.
act
And not
like you
respond.
and not respond because they just keep going and going.
Because
and
people
going.
can't take
Now,
no.
I
Let me
just
get back to
adopted
what you
that
asked
as-
earlier,
yeah, when
which
you
is how
score.
do you do that? So
No, when.
technically,
Just
yeah,
when you
well,
score,
how
how-
and well, when,
Yeah.
right? So technically, this should be a dynamic situation because as I'm dating you, I'm getting to know you, I'm getting to understand you, and how you interact in environments will sway and change these numbers. You know, at some point you may be a 5'6" when I first meet you, but now I've warmed to you psychologically. I understand how you handle something emotionally.
Right.
I understand how you think through and you logically attack a situation or attack a problem together. So now your numbers are going up, right? I may not be as physically attracted to you in the beginning, but that may change over time, or the inverse. Shit, I may think you fine as new wine. But over time, like, yeah, that ass might be fake. Or, you know, them titties, I don't know. They float different in the water. I don't know.
They hit different.
So shit changes over time. Like, you have to be aware. You all right up here? You have to be aware of what's going on. So it's not a static situation ever, but something that is dynamic, something that does change.
This reminds me of something I said about men and women and how they look at dating. Like, I think a lot of times women only have like 2 buckets. Either you the friend or you the husband. A lot of times, you know, like you're saying, we go together or we don't. But men have several buckets a lot of times. Like, she the friend, she the homie, she the fuck buddy, she the girlfriend, she wifey, and they can go from either bucket. You can start in the girlfriend bucket and you go back to friend zone real quick. And then one day you might, she wifey material, but women don't always categorize like men do.
And that's one of the things I think. Now, I was going with you. You had me, Gary, until you fucked up with the minus and the points. I was with
The points got you.
Yeah, that was
can't get
messed
with the
up.
math.
Because the only reason why I'm going to say this, because I was married 20 years. So not sitting here saying that I'm an expert, because obviously I'm not married, but I have a lot more insight. A lot of times people, and I'm noticing that right now in this dating age, people already go in to the thought of what this person is going to do to fuck this up. You know what I mean? So people already
Negative
do
intent.
this.
Yeah.
So when it comes time for dating, people need to understand it's either like, I'm only dating people that's in the season with me. You know what I mean? With a purpose. I can't date people that go with the flow because they scare me. Because where you flowing to? I don't have no idea. So even with that, it's like, okay, like, I'm a good person today. I might have a bad week right now, and all of a sudden I'm thinking like Gary done sit here and took like 20 points from me. You know what I mean? Like, because
You couldn't have a bad week.
I had a bad week or
You won't know.
But you won't know
Yeah.
your points.
You won't know.
No, I'm just saying. Just
Well,
I mean, now
if she's
even
watching
thinking
these
that, like,
podcasts,
because
she
I am
knows.
super, I am super, but I'm super analytical like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here thinking like, people don't just get with somebody and see that that person is a good person, and let's just thug this shit out in life. A lot of times people just scared commit to be committed, period. Like, what happened to that? Just commit to being committed. That's how you get 50 years. That's how you get 60 years. You can't be with somebody for 20 plus years and think you're gonna like them all the time, or they're gonna be they're gonna be on this high score close to 50. No, you could be married to somebody for 12 years and all of a sudden this nigga went to 12.
Well,
we
bye.
supposed to do?
I think that's okay.
No,
Like,
you're
you
not-
can,
but
it's
you-
okay to
but
end the
I mean, but it's
relationship. If
seasons
you
of
can get
life.
12, it's
people
time
have
to go.
lost the ability to be genuine and transparent from jump. You know, I don't know where it came from, but they lead with this fakeness and what they assume you want, and they can't maintain it.
Man,
Yep.
y'all
So you
people
have
decide
to-
run them too much.
So
And
50
it's
might not
just-
have been
it's-
legit 50. What you
But
saying?
the thing is, it's real out here. Dating in 1990s and the 2000s are totally
Oh yeah, my
different.
mama watching. I said a bad word.
It's all good.
My bad, mama.
It's totally different, and
Wow.
you cannot approach
Mama
it the same
feels.
way. We have acquired more things. We have different things. Our circles are different.
Yep.
People will lie and have this fake thing, and all of a sudden you're with them, and all of a sudden now we're going down the ship together. You have to be different in your approach and how you date, and you really can't be naive and think we're just gonna go with the flow and we end this together, because some people have ill intent.
Yeah.
Some people really, truly have a whole other family, you know, going on. The whole
Listen,
married folk
yo.
trying to date single
Listen,
people.
that-
Get out my inbox.
That second family hit.
I'm gonna say this.
Let's
like, I
show
think-
do.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Papa got those 50 years. That's
Yeah.
second family that
Go
nobody
ahead.
talks
That's-
about.
but
Yep.
that's
Go
You
ahead.
want to praise
Yeah, they don't
Papa
talk
for
about
being
it.
But we
married,
can have-
but
but
I
we
know
don't
how
get that
Mama
kind of
had to
shit.
put
I
up
agree.
with the
But we put up with it because it was different.
Yeah,
Walking
because
away,
Daddy Rice said
we
having a
didn't- we
piece of
didn't have
land.
the
Papa-
we didn't
Papa
have
was
the-
a
You
hot-
were
was a
ashamed
That's
to
why.
walk away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Papa was the only one in the house
society
working.
said
Yeah.
that divorce was something that was unimaginable,
Yeah.
unfathomable. But
Right.
today, divorce is like
Yeah.
shit. It's like dating, and that's a sad thing
It
because
is.
it kind of deteriorates the idea of marriage. But here we are, and dating as a game or as a sport is something that we have to interact with in order to get past it.
And it's the one
There's no
sport
ch-
that no one teaches you how to do it. Everyone wants to teach you how to be a husband and a wife and this and that, but no one
Nobody
teaches
taught
you.
us how to be that either.
No one teaches
Right.
you. No
Let's-
one
let's
is
be
out there
real.
telling you. I know my mom told us, enjoy yourself, have fun, meet people. God rest her soul. Do these things, and that's why I've enjoyed life. But I think a lot of us are tainted by our parents and grandparents. Don't be me, baby. Don't be at home and not have this. Son, don't be me. Don't get married because get all these things first. So now we're all in this mindset of we must have all these things, and if they can't do this and that, why are we with them? Because I can't be like my mom and my dad. They told me, don't be us. I want you to have more. And I just think that you have to change your mindset in how you date, because I can't expect anyone to approach it the way I approach it.
But also, like, dating has changed because then a lot of our parents and grandparents, they married for stability. They married for economical reasons. Like, but now women have more opportunities. Men, black men even have more opportunities. So it's like we do a lot on our own anyway. We come to the table prepared.
Right.
So it's not like we need a wife or something, or we need a husband for something.
5-course meal.
Come on. With dessert.
But it would be nice to have. If you had, you can
So
get
we're
it.
not looking for, that is important. Yes, finances are important. That's part of the matrix.
You goddamn right.
You see, listen.
But we're now looking for like the psychological, for the emotional parts of it. That's more important now.
To who?
To
see
us.
what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot.
Because it's different for different people. Some people,
Collectively, I think it's more economic. It's more emotional than it is economical on the whole.
Depends on the person.
And that's why I think we do not have as much commitment, because financially, if I need a place to stay, I need food, I need clothes, and if this man or this woman is providing it for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just,
listen.
Suck it up.
I do not have time.
But if I'm trying to be loved and rubbed on and have companionship, and he ain't doing it for me, then nigga, what you here for?
Yeah.
And it's easy to move away from that.
That might not be
It's
enough.
It's easy for you to move away from it, but the sad thing is, some people feel as if I need to have
that's what it look like.
to have meaning. And a lot of us feel, and sometimes society makes, being a woman, society can make you feel sometimes as if, you're single at this age. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah. Especially for women. Men, you could be eligible bachelor till you're 85, but if you reach 30.
Too, but let's be real, Angela. Let's be real. Society's not telling a man to have kids at 25. Your clock is ticking.
No.
Society's not telling men, what's wrong with you being single at 40? You can still get somebody at 25, and they're like, what's going on? I'm just saying, though, society tries to make us into these, things.
Why you still married?
Yeah. Shit. Why you married in my inbox?
Why you still married?
Right.
Why you married in my inbox? But let me ask you this, though. So what are the mistakes you think men and women make when it's in dating? So I want the men to answer the mistakes that you think men make when it comes to dating women. And women, what do you think the mistakes that we make when it comes to dating?
Let me know when it's my turn.
Just what you said earlier.
Men or
I want the men to answer about what do you think mistakes that men make in dating?
I got
Mine is going to kind of cross over a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say we, men and women. I don't want to point the fingers. So I'm going to say first, accountability, right? These expectations, sometimes we have unrealistic.
He don't want to be Steve Harvey.
No,
he says stick to men.
Sometimes we have unrealistic expectations of each other. We do.
Funny.
Yeah.
And I think a huge mistake that some men or women make is carrying old baggage into the new relationships. Kind of giving somebody 2 strikes before they even get up to bat, period. So that one time they do anything, they're like, ghost, I'm gone. That's universal. That's universal. So that's a big thing. I think also, like I said, these unrealistic expectations is like our discernment. We have it. So where does it go when we date? Like all of a sudden it's gone. That intuition that women have, where does it go? So we invest in.
I want you to answer the question as a man. What mistakes do men make in dating?
I can't speak for all men.
Okay.
Because my my mistake may not be maybe somebody else's.
Absolutely.
You know.
Well, what has been your mistake?
I would say my mistake could be maybe being over analytical about a situation. You know what I mean? Like just thinking about it too much instead of just really just going with the flow and going with how things are going. You think about it too much, you sabotage it. You think about you doing too much, I'm not doing too little.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know what? Just go by what she's giving you. You know what I mean? So it's like you just eventually
you're overthinking.
Eventually don't do nothing, or and you
That's good.
mess it up.
Gary.
Shit. Yo, let me say this. Fellas, come closer. Slide on in for this one. Stop coming first. Let me just put it out there.
Coming.
Stop coming first, B. And what I mean by that, not just sexually, because everybody's saying
I knew you wasn't talking sexually. I never
was
feel
like,
it.
see, you
so stop trying to put yourself first in situations. If you put a woman first, if you make her feel like she's number one, we alluded to this shit earlier.
Yeah.
Whether that's that good morning text, because if that's the type of dude you are, you niggas that sending that shit, because I send them. So hey, beat her to the fucking punch. You want to go out on a date, be intentional. Put her first. Stop putting yourself first.
Man,
Stop
listen
coming.
to him.
I'm just real shit. Stop coming first, B. Put
Real
the
talk.
woman
Write
in
a
that
book.
position to make her feel like she's on a pedestal. Because dudes who make that mistake and try to come first, try to come before that woman will make a fucking pivot turn and leave you and stop fucking with you for somebody else.
Y'all
This
heard
shit is
him.
this is not rocket
ain't.
science.
This is a book.
Stop coming
Yes.
first.
No, that's
Can I
Revolving.
piggyback off of
Revolving door, Gary.
Can I piggyback off of Gary? Because he always says some good stuff.
I'll just be throwing shit out here.
Yeah.
See what
No.
stick.
No, but you know what? We're going to talk about sex for a minute, though. We're going to bring it back to sex.
Uh-oh.
Women,
Uh-oh.
y'all better stop letting these niggas come first.
Oh.
It's too many times women are being unsatisfied sexually and being okay with it because they love him. He a good dude.
Never.
But y'all ain't coming. Y'all ain't getting what y'all need or y'all want.
that's what
But y'all let the dude
communication
be
is.
satisfied. He done came, he done rolled
I
over
ain't
to
doing that
sleep.
no more.
And y'all sitting there
It's on my
mad.
list.
Communication
I'm
is
gonna
key.
need y'all to get it right.
where it comes
Tell
out.
them what
Let
you
me
like.
show
So that's a
don't
mistake
like.
that we make.
Michael
We're not
Jackson
we're not
said.
being we're not being honest
You
about.
know,
That's
honest.
it.
And you know
Y'all will
what?
fake an orgasm all day long. Oh.
What?
But
And be
okay,
mad.
I'm
Like,
but let me. So since we on this topic,
Which one? The sex or which one you on?
you know, all you have to do is open that door,
Okay.
and I'ma slide in.
come on.
You know what? This is what I don't understand, and I really have asked a couple of groups of women, especially black women. They do not like vocalizing what they likes and don't likes when it comes time in the bedroom. They do not. They don't like to talk about it. And a lot of women that is very open, like I don't believe it. No, black women, because when we grew up in a
fear being
black
judged.
Baptist home, we wasn't taught to
yeah.
sit here and speak about those type of things. You
Yeah.
know what I
From the
mean?
black
We
back.
was taught to be ladies, you know, ladies everywhere. And so when it comes time for us to talk to our significant other, to express to them what we like and don't like, or what make us feel good and don't feel good, we shy away from that because we don't want him to think anything less of us.
Or himself.
the
Because
judgment.
sometimes it's about their egos, and I don't want him to be upset or feel bad that he wasn't
I
able
don't
to
care.
please me. I've heard that too.
No.
I've heard that.
No.
I've heard women say they have
Nasty.
fake orgasms because they didn't want to hurt his feelings because they didn't want him to think he was not doing his job.
And that's for real too. And you know what?
Because how many men did they hit 100? Men, y'all are not hitting 100.
Hitting 100?
But yeah, like you getting it done every time.
No,
There's
and
so
that's-
many men
and
think that,
that's-
I put it down, I put it down, I put it
Nah,
down.
that comes
Some
nah,
women like,
nah.
But okay, so so Angela, you think so? What's your mistake that we make though? We're not vocalizing what we want sexually. We played on that. What else do
Yeah.
you think we're not doing?
I also think that a lot of us we write down our standards, we just don't live by them.
Yeah.
We shy away from it, depending on the individual.
Practice what
You
you
know what I
preach.
mean? Like if you write it down and this is what you really want, and if you go to God and ask Him to bring you this type
Make
of
it
man.
plain.
Be that.
Be that. Don't be afraid to, if he's not on that list or if he's not within these perimeters. Like, I'm going to tell you this is one thing that is really shocking to me, and maybe I'm in. Like, y'all let men come to your house?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely not.
I don't. See, that's what
No.
I'm saying. Like, and to me, that's weird. Like, to let a man that I'm not exclusive with come to my home. And, like, a lot of times, men, the first thing, what you cooking for me? First, nothing. Second of all, because I think that's the gateway to get
I'll
into
bring
my
it to the
house.
Can you
park.
cook?
I'll cook and bring
When
it
you
to the
gonna
park.
cook something for me?
But I'll
I'll
say
get a
this, though.
plate.
I think that's kind
Oh.
of the whole Netflix and chill thing kind of ruined that. Like, because every guy who comes to your house is not trying to get in your pants. Like, that doesn't have to be the goal.
He's gonna want to pay for a date.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, but Jesse, I really want to hear this.
I'm gonna speak for me.
And I really want to hear this because open my mind because I'm telling you, I'm confused.
I've got something to say.
Go ahead, Jesse. Finish.
I know how women are
interrupted.
about that, so I don't try to come to their house, too early on. If they invite me, cool. But like, I'm just saying that it doesn't have to mean that they are trying to get in your pants. If you guys end up at the house for like a day, he may want to cook for you. He's a great cook. You want to just
At my
invite
house,
you
though?
over, your house, his house, whoever. Like y'all are in a closed-in
Who
setting
you
or
live
whatever the
with?
case
I'm
may
just
be.
playing. Go ahead.
So,
That's
but I'm just
a
saying,
valid
it's not
question.
always.
It is a
It's,
valid
it's not always just one way, one-sided, and it's like it's all like, oh, one-track mind. You're trying to get in your pants. But I mean, that's one thing for guys too. Like, don't try to just stay away from the house. Period.
Yeah.
Early
Now,
on, stay away from the house.
Let me add to what Jesse's saying
Stay away
real
from
quick, because I know we want to stay on topic. My father taught me, I think he taught me this shit, or at least I picked it up somewhere, but I'm going to go with my father because I'd rather give him the glory than anybody else. My father taught me to pick a woman up for a date, to always offer for that shit until we get to a point to where we're able to meet in other places and vice versa and things like that. The rapport is there. But I'm going to offer to come pick you up, not because I want to come to your house per se, but because that's what gentlemen should do. Right?
Meaning you're gonna get out and knock at my door.
So I will get out the
Folks
car,
crazy
knock
these
at your
days,
door, and escort you to the car, open your door,
That's
let's
fine.
roll.
I can meet you at the
So,
door.
but that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
some men may
Cross the threshold,
just, some
different
men may just
story.
want to
But,
do that.
but even with that though, we live in a different day and time.
No, you're right. You're right
So
about that.
people don't want you showing up at the door, pulling up, and knowing where they live at.
So Angela,
you
what are
can't do
your
that.
what do you think women make as mistakes?
Women make
Yes,
mistakes.
we gonna stick to
They don't listen. Men are always showing you the signs.
Ignoring
up
the red
front.
flags. I'm
There's
gonna say that.
always a sign. There's always a sign of instability. There's always a sign of abuse. There's always a sign of neglect.
Ain't shit.
All of that, anxiousness, all of it.
Hoe is
And
right.
but we overlook those signals
Because we
Don't
want
say
to be
that.
Captain
because
Save-A-Hoe.
right. Well, not
Damn.
codependent, Captain Save
Yeah.
Ho.
Yeah.
We want to be in love. We want to be all these other things, and we miss the mark. And then later on down the line, he's
It comes back to bite you.
exploded, and you wondering how did we get here? He showed you from the beginning.
Yep.
That's why the discernment I
So
mentioned
that
earlier,
part
that
of, like,
discernment kicks
not
in.
being
Yeah,
self-aware.
yeah.
How do you got it?
That's
And that's being in tune with yourself.
Yeah,
You
being
real talk.
self-aware,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to be in tune with yourself.
and calming down. You met a good guy. He fine. He got a job. He this. He that. Or whatever. Relax.
Give it some time
Just
to do what it's
relax.
gonna do.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get to know you.
And that's one of the things I think when it comes to the mistake, if I may answer. The
Oh
question.
yeah.
I think a lot of us get excited,
Yeah.
and it's okay to be excited. That's great, but stop planning the wedding
Calm down.
on date
If
number
I could high five
one.
you across the table, I would.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
stop
saying,
planning
okay.
the wedding and listen.
Listen.
And also, it's okay to walk away. I think so many of us are caught up with relationship goals and my friends engaged, everybody's engaged,
Black
what's going
love,
on,
hashtag.
and who asking
Yeah.
you when you, so they just want to have someone.
Yeah.
And that someone isn't on that
Healthy.
matrix, because we all have it. It's just all about different ways of how we built it.
Yeah.
And you know who's good for you. Like for me, at some point in time, it's a business deal. You know, are you able, besides the intimacy and all that love, are you able to flow my life on the other level? Can I take you places?
Come on.
Are you able to? Am I able to leave you with my friends
Our family.
and walk away and not really be like, oh Lord, what he about to say?
say?
You know, and you
Yeah.
know, and also be aware of those signs of insecurity of those
Yep.
people trying to just. I don't want anyone with me who just want to have someone.
Yeah.
They just want a relationship. So if you know that you feel it, if you feel it, most likely it's true. Don't try to change them. Just walk away. They're not your project.
Oh, I have another thing.
They're
on
not
that.
your
I'm
project.
sorry.
Projects.
A lot of times, guys, ladies aren't paying attention. Guys who are rushing into relationships,
Yeah,
like in a hurry. Those men typically need something.
yeah,
And we
absolutely.
miss that. We miss that for some reason. It's like, we met on Monday. By 3 weeks, Monday, we're in an
May I
exclusive
give you a quick
relationship.
story real quick or something like
Oh,
that?
okay,
And
sure.
we'll move on.
Fabulous. I'm just
So I met someone, and you know, social media has turned into
Yeah.
Tinder.
whatever. And I'm trying to be more transparent and open with the show and all those things. And like, okay, let me accept the friend request. I don't, I like to keep it real under
I'm accepting
500.
all requests.
You know, I don't. Okay, revolving door.
Just in case.
You never know. And so they
She
met.
may be the one.
They met me and like they wanted to go out. We hadn't laid eyes on each other. I tell people all the time, don't fall for the picture.
The
Charlene
angles.
takes
Yo,
great photos.
Say that shit, Jesse.
What?
Anyway, I said the angles.
Don't take
All of it.
Arlene
Yes,
takes great.
baby.
I take great
I
pictures.
am angle.
I take a great photo. Don't fall for the hype. Okay, I'm real regular. And within a week, it was just a whole bunch of intense. And we're just texting. I'm like, what is wrong with you? He wanted to buy me things, and why won't you let me take care of you? I'm like, first of all, sir, You don't know me. I may be crazy. You may be crazy. I don't want anything from
But
you.
my Cash App is.
I said, but why? I don't want anything from you. And it's a major red flag for me. It's a major red flag. Like, why are you into me so? And maybe I shouldn't feel this way, but I wonder when people like me really quickly. Like, why you like me so quick?
But let me ask you a
I
question
understand.
about that, right? So,
Okay.
because sometimes it can be a matter of you have this person in your mind that you A, B, C, and D, whatever, right? And he quickly recognizes that you fill up A, B, C, and D, like, you know.
I mean, I'm something like a pimp.
Yeah.
I'm fly as shit. I'm just saying.
Yo,
So some of that is attributed to your character and who you are as a person.
Yeah, but don't
and some
take
of
me
that
fast.
and some of
Don't
that
take
is
me that
attributed to
fast.
them
Slow
just
that shit
being
down.
Don't matter.
extra and trying
I'm
to,
on 20 miles per
trying to
hour. Don't
rush.
hit me with 80. Don't do that.
I agree.
I mean, I like you next week. I'm just
I
being
see.
honest. I'm just
No.
because I have a lot going on, and I want to see if you can fill into my life, feel into yours. What's going on? If you don't even know my podcast airs, we can't communicate. I mean, I'm just saying.
But that's
It's
where we
all
go
about
wrong on
those
both.
interests.
That's where we go wrong on both sides. We're rushing
Yeah.
into it because we think or we see this is like, oh, this is it, and we start trying to, like, you know, play off of that and just start, you know, instead of letting it just kind of build and, you know, see what's real and what's not, what's gonna, you know. So we rush in, you know, things and we run them off. You know, so
they can run. We've touched on this, and I want to bring this up because it's like I hate the word toxic, but the word is out there right now on everything. And I think people use it way too much.
Way too goddamn.
But I think it's real, and we've all, I think, touched on toxic people and toxic people in dating and PTSD in dating. How has that changed how you date? You may not be that person, of course, but when you meet those people who still carry that baggage, how have you changed how you have your revolving door, your matrix of people? Do you still just flow with it, or you're now much more cautious when you come to dating?
I'm more cautious. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I wasn't as self-aware in my 20s when I first got married, and I was not aware of like personality disorders, mental disorders that affect relationships. I was not aware of any of that before I got married. Now, being married and being in a traumatic experience with that person, I started to, you know, really dig into like where did this come from? How did I get in this position? So I learned more about myself. I learned more about the person I had married and why. I learned more about what I wanted, what I didn't want, what I would allow, what I won't allow. And so I think even though it was a traumatic experience, whatever you want to call it, it made me more aware of myself and what I want. And so going into it, I am more cautious. I am looking for the things that I have learned, you know, about people and how they act, how they respond, how they relate to other people. Like that's, I think, the most important part when we talk about relationships is like relating. Have you mastered the art of relating?
Yeah.
Or are you pretending? Are you acting like you know what you're doing?
Going
Angela?
back to that.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretending.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm more cautious about that now.
Yeah, I think it's PTSD in relationships is real, or relationship PTSD is real. Toxic relationships are real, but we have to understand that. I keep going back to it, but people show those telltale signs, and you have to know what you can handle, and that being self-aware, like she said, understanding what you're willing to deal with and willing not to. I personally am not willing to go on that journey with anyone at this time in my life.
Right.
I can support you, be your friend, we can discuss, but I can't. I've been through that. You know, person that's hurt or has gone through some type of abusive situation, and they're still trying to figure it out and won't get help. If you know, you have to understand that if a person doesn't want to help themselves, you're not obligated to carry that burden for them. So I think for me, I'm paying attention for the flags. And
do you think that with that you're too
I was just figuring to say
like
that.
you're looking for the flags but you're looking for the flags, so you're
Well,
not actually enjoying the experience of dating because you're looking for all these flags? Because I think we tend to do that.
I think that's a big problem
I don't
in
think
today's
I don't
era.
think she's probably looking. She probably just she's been there, so she recognizes it now more easily.
But isn't that also PTSD also because you've been there, you're now looking for
No,
these
you're
It's
flags?
not
So
looking
you're
for
just-
it,
No,
but when you see it, it's
but
like,
when you see
okay,
it,
I
you
know what
know.
that is.
You're applying
I know
the
what that
lessons
is.
learned. You're applying those
appreciate
lessons
that.
going
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
You know now. You
Um,
kind of, you know what I mean? Like when you know better, you do better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I can recognize certain habits, certain reactions to conversations, or certain reactions to certain things. Yeah, I probably have been in some verbally abusive situations. Not, but I cut off really easily. So didn't last. You have to just move, and I can't.
Gary?
I won't.
It's a touching situation for me. I went through a very toxic relationship a few years ago. I don't say her name. I call her Voldemort from now on. That's just what it is. The one who shall not be named.
Yeah, I got
So,
one of them too.
Listen,
so,
I have one.
a lot of
really.
lies and,
Yeah, yeah.
and lies to my friends and lies to my really close friends, and then apologies about lying that will never come out to anybody. So I had to live through a lot of things that were just not true and fight through that shit and have conversations with people about it when I really didn't want to, because I'm like, I'm not gonna go down that road. But the one who's loudest is often the one who's believed. But that's unfortunately not the fucking truth. Or
And the
case.
negative travels. No one hears the
Fast,
positive.
come
That
on.
negative
Faster.
is what
Yeah.
people
Come on.
just
So
run with.
I say that to say the old saying is true: what doesn't kill you does make you stronger. But as a friend, the owner of Africa on My Back, she mentioned at a live show one day that at first it makes you weaker, right? So during that weakness, you've got to figure out things about you again.
Yeah.
And I took that toxic situation to find myself and figure things out about me, about my likes, my dislikes, the things that could hurt me, that could negatively affect me or impact me psychologically, from the emotion and the logic, as well as physically, because my physical attributes start to change because of that shit.
Yeah.
So moving out of that now, on the other side, you're able to really see what's important. You're able to really see what you like, what works well with you. And I recently had a conversation with someone that I can't go through that type of shit anymore. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So those conversations are so much more easier. It's so much easier now than what they were, because now you understand. Now you know what you've been through, and now you know where you stand with self. And from that point, you can be as honest as fucking possible and not have to wear the mask.
See?
Angel?
I'm just scared of, PT. Yeah, that. I at first, like I said, I didn't have a lot of history with dating, but then when I did encounter, in these past 5 years, when I've encountered, some questionable humans, then it has made me, look at people a little different, look at men a little differently, and, ask more questions instead of just going with the flow. That's why I don't do go with the flow no more. I ask questions because I know I'm dating with a purpose, so now I have to ask purposeful questions, you know what I mean? I have to ask questions that I know that's aligned in what I'm looking for. I try my best not to look at baggage and red flags so much, because I believe that I self-sabotage a lot by doing that, because it may be a great guy that's standing before me, but then the first time he been and did something, I'm like, is this really who he is, or am I seeing what I want to see, you know what I mean? Or is this what is really going on? So a lot of times I just try to sit back and watch, but everybody's short-lived thus far.
So I have a question though for you guys. So she mentioned something, when you see something in someone else, like a new person that reminds you of an old person, you're triggered initially, right? And so do you guys address that at that point and say, hey, you messed up when you did X, Y, Z? Or like you said, do you kind of like see if it happens again? Do you allow them the grace, or do you have that conversation and say, hey, I didn't like that, and then monitor, or you cut it off? Like, how do y'all handle being triggered from a previous relationship?
And if I may speak first, I'm really big on, I don't let things linger, because if I upset you or I rubbed you wrong because we're getting to know each other, tell me right now, because I may do it again, and now you're mad at me and you're holding on to this, and I don't want to hear about it 2 weeks from now. I'm gonna tell you I don't want to hear about that shit. I don't.
Are you bringing up?
So I don't bring that old shit. What happened? It happened 2 weeks ago? Fuck that. I don't want to hear about it. So for me, I tell you up front. That's just who I am.
No,
so for me, I let you know, hey, because I know you don't know me. I don't really care for that. Now, if you do it again, then I know that there's a problem because some
You're
people,
not listening.
no one walks into knowing who you are. They don't know
Yeah.
how you want to be made love to. They don't know how you want to be spoken to. They don't know. They only know from the last person,
Right.
or what they think works.
yeah.
So everyone's learning a new person. So I make it a point to tell you, I didn't like that, or hey, you know, you ain't seen me in a minute. I drop it, and then I don't nag people about it. I let you know how I feel, and then we move on. So no one is ever confused about where I'm coming from.
You ain't got it.
Because I fully believe you have to let someone know it up front. I didn't care for that. But that takes knowing who you are. I took much time after something very toxic, and I said, you know, I didn't date for like almost 5 years on purpose. Like I did not date because it was so toxic. I said, you know, I'm not good for anyone, and if I date anyone, it's going to be for one reason alone. And that's not fair to anyone. So let me.
Well, I mean, but you could
So-
set that intention, right, Gary? And
Gary,
let them know
Gary asked
what
an
it
important
is.
question.
So
Gary asked a very
Let them
important question.
decide.
so
Gary asked a very
You want
important
to ignore
question.
that?
I,
We're gonna kick everybody
That
question
one
like that.
intention? It's this one thing that got me.
Hey,
so
it's not this,
because of that, I didn't date for a long time because I knew I needed to heal.
Right.
Because I did not want to project what I thought the other person was doing. I did not want to be with anyone out of obligation. And a lot of times that happens because we care for them. They
You wanna
need to
nurture and,
heal.
you know,
'Cause
naturally.
we're natural. I think it's not even a man-woman thing. We want to take care. Men want to fix. We want to take care of. You want to fix us. We want to make sure you're good. So then you get someone who's damaged. Ain't my fault you damaged. But now you're putting it on me.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else now I feel guilty. I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be that chick who walked away from you.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that. Listen, I ain't caused these. I didn't cause this to you. I didn't upset you. I didn't cause. So now you're snapping at me for no reason.
Right.
This is not my fault. So
Right.
you know what? I'm not even fully vested like that. So how about you get some help and maybe, which is what I already know, come back when you're healed because that
Like, you ain't gonna
damage.
say maybe because you said doors closed.
Yeah.
Because,
Gary might say
because
maybe.
because some people are so
It just
damaged.
might be.
Some people are so damaged that
Yeah.
there is no coming back, and now I'm damaged.
Very
Right.
true.
So now I was healed, or I thought I was. Now I'm all cracked up because I'm dealing with your nonsense. So now you're good, and I'm not.
And that's the major problem we have right now. People walking around damaged and just damaging other people.
Yeah.
But that's what I said earlier when I said like, giving people 2 strikes before they even get up to bat. You've already counted against them all these different things that somebody else has done. And
Yeah.
besides the little small thing they do is like you're taking it out on that person. But I think you said something really like that's important. And as far as like get yourself together first. Take that time while you're single to like Gary said, reevaluate your life, who you are as a person, get to know you, and heal whatever you got to do before you go and try to cultivate another relationship.
I think
Because
people
it's like a shaky foundation at that point. You're trying to build on top of that.
I think
can't
people
do it.
forget that nobody's obligated to date you.
Can you tell people that? Because some people really
Listen,
feel.
Get the
Listen,
hearts.
nobody's obligated
some
to
people feel
date
that
you.
way.
So if
Yeah.
you have a strike and that person says, "Oh, I don't like the way you did that," and I'm out, that's their choice.
That,
You
and
can't
walk
be
away.
mad at that. And
That's why
let
some
them-
people get ghosted, though, Angela. Because
Yeah, I know.
some
I
people
know.
don't take that
'Cause I'm a
as
ghoster.
Sub-20s getting ghosted.
Nobody's
So-
obligated to do anything.
2 more things before I let y'all vent whatever you want to vent about.
Ooh.
So,
Get ready.
this whole relationship goals, and people love it to praise the celebrity or what they think the social media put out there as goals. Do you really think there are true relationship goals? Do you have them? Or do you even follow them? Or it is what it is?
I think people who follow and say they want relationship goals don't really realize what these people may have had to go through to get to
that.
wherever
Say
they
that,
are
man.
or are
Listen.
going through before they took that picture.
Don't want that glory, not the story.
Yeah. So
What?
Is this the camera on?
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Let us
So
have
you have to be able to go through whatever's coming to get to that point. That's just like business, education, anything.
Yeah.
You can't just assume, bam, it just happened like this in this photo.
Shit
We
ain't
kissing
overnight,
and it's
kid.
no
The
they-
work.
You don't know what they went through.
ugly.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I keep saying, and I'm saying this, people only see 2 parts of relationships. That's a beautiful beginning. The women, oh my God, it's so pretty. Look at her dress. And the ugly end. And men like, hell nah, I'm staying away from that shit. You know, but nobody talks about the middle. Like how even in a 5-year relationship, a 10-year, 30-year relationship, how do people make it to this point? You know what I mean? Even before it got ugly. And before it got ugly, did we even possess the tools to do everything to try to keep this relationship together before we decided to go ahead and go our separate ways? A lot of times in relationships, we don't take the time out before we want a relationship to collect the tools that's needed. You know, and a lot of times people just get in here, and the first time somebody makes them mad or not doing what they say, oh, pause, let me pause this. If you get into a relationship with a selfish intent, stay away from a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, that is the biggest thing. People are now getting into relationships to see how someone else can enhance them. Instead of going into a relationship, how can I enhance Gary's life? You know what I mean? How can I be how can I, and vice versa.
Let me come to the house and cook that meal now. Come on, Bill.
But people always getting into relationships now trying to figure out what they can, what they can get from this person. And that's not going to last, because you're always going to be selfish through this whole relationship. Because the moment that human does not do what you're needing anymore, you're going to throw them away. You're going to discard them because they're not doing what you're needing them to do anymore. I don't care if it's fulfilling, emotional, financial, sexual, whatever it is. Once they stop or not able to do that anymore, then you're going to discard them. So I think a lot of times people don't understand what the middle is. And you have to sit here and figure out what the middle is. And the middle is every day, really, you have to die to your flesh. Every day you wake up in a relationship, die to your flesh, because the simple fact is, in order for me to sit here and be with another human being, I have to die to my flesh, because it's sometime in this 24 hours, he gonna get on my damn nerve. But I can't just throw him away because today he got me. And that's how you make 40 years. That's how you make 50 years. It's every morning just die to your flesh. And then you sit here, and if you're both doing that, and if you're both depositing into each other, this is how it lasts long lasting.
So it's a little bit of both. It is like you have to self-sacrifice a little bit.
Absolutely.
But however, I will say that you do have to have your needs met. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do for Gary or do for Jesse and not not have my needs met. There's a middle ground needs to be had, like making sure that my needs are met. So I'm not gonna keep investing and pouring into someone who's not pouring into me.
So
right? And dying to my friends saying, "Oh, this is a marriage, this is a relationship. I need to give. I have to be given too." So it's a balance.
The reciprocity that I spoke about earlier is it's essential.
But you want to say again?
Now, so come second, right? So if you're focused on making someone else good, and they have the same mindset, then y'all are on an even playing field, and everybody's taken care of. You don't have to worry about self. You don't have to worry about coming first. Come second. The shit is so simple. Back to the question about relationship goals. I don't fuck with them. Because you can't try to live based on what everybody else does and do. Your shit, your relationship, the things that you build should revolve around what you and the other person want to do.
Absolutely.
How you want to live. Whatever that lifestyle looks like. I like to go to fucking movies. This is what I do. I go every week. Join me to the motherfucking movies. That's important to me, goddammit. Versus being in Mykonos taking photos and posted up and shit with I don't need that. That my love language is not that. It's other shit. So I don't fuck with the goals, the social media goals and all that shit. I fuck with what makes me happy.
And that's the way it should be.
And I focus on the other person first.
But can you remember that what we see on social media is not real?
No, some of that shit real. My shit be real. My miles be real.
But when we talk about these relationship goals, these pictures of people, can we actually remember that this is not all real? People show you what they want you to see.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But I have several friends who post all these goals, and then in my inbox talking shit about their mate or their partner about this nigga ain't do this do that, this chick, I'm about to go see old girl because da-da-da-da-da. But they just post a picture. They was in Chicago. They was here. They was there. They in the Bahamas. I love you so much. Happy anniversary. And talking about this nigga ain't shit in the inbox. Like, people show you what they want you to see. They may tell you a whole story though. So I don't go for the whole relationship goal stuff on social media.
It takes a mature mind though to put that aside though, because unfortunately you have some people who feed onto the social media and this foolishness and then bring it to the relationship. Well, look at so-and-so. Why we not doing that? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I don't have those goals. Look, whatever works for us, whatever we decide,
I don't wanna go through.
this is what we're gonna have. You know, like you, in my love language is different. Let's work on what we like, what we want to do. I don't care. No one needs to know what we do. Don't stop bringing folks into your relationship.
I'm gonna throw this bottle at you.
Stop bringing people. I mean, I know we're real single over
It ain't
here,
a threesome.
but
Stop bringing people into your relationship. I'm fucking saying.
We know.
I mean, and I know we're single, but you have so many people in relationships who are so unhappy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and you keep bringing in your family, your mom, and
Talk to that person you're in a
unless
relationship with.
something's going on detrimental, no one should know what's going on in your relationship.
I will engage you on that.
You know,
A lot of problems that I've seen come from people thinking they're alone in what's happening in their relationship. And so they may not stick it out. I mean, they may stick it out thinking I'm the only one. Something's wrong with me because my spouse is doing this. Something's wrong with me because my partner's doing this. Something's wrong with me. And come find, it might be a common problem we all dealing with, just haven't figured out the problem.
But that's when
The
you
solution to
have
the problem,
see,
but
this is-
nobody's talking about it.
what I'm saying though is this though: people no longer have true friendships.
Hey.
Okay,
Right.
and everyone's
Hey.
not your friend. You know
Everyone
what
is
I'm
not your
saying?
friend.
And
I actually agree.
I have true friendships,
Yes.
30 plus years deep, and I
Yes.
know within that circle of women, I can go to those women or
Right.
men and vent.
There are certain people,
But it's
yes.
not. It will never be on social media.
Well, no, not on social
You
media.
know what I mean? Like Aisha Curry,
Because
and,
you
and
said, like, keep
I
it
hate
to
to bring it
yourself.
up, but I'm gonna bring it up
Yeah.
real quick.
Please.
It bothered me that she said what she said at the red table. You know why it bothered
didn't.
me?
It didn't.
It bothered me
It didn't
because
bother
this
It
the
didn't
thing.
bother me.
This the thing. You can have your truth, but the way this world is, your husband in the playoffs, all that stuff, people are gonna take that and run with it.
No,
And
I-
now you're gonna get
No, no.
disrespected in your relationship.
I don't
now you
I
have
don't-
all kind of people
disagree.
being disrespectful memes, all these people in her face
Yep.
saying nonsense because of what she said. I'm not saying don't say what you have to say. That was a safe zone off camera.
No, I
Nah,
disagree
I disagree
because
about that.
I really
I
feel
don't
that
feel
her
social
words were taken
media-
out of context.
Yes.
Her words were
that's part
taken,
of it,
and,
yes.
and I hate to cut you off early. And the only reason why is because I was married for 20 years and thought the same thing that she thought. Absolutely.
I understand
because
that. I
and,
do.
And if you really heard right after she said it, her mother-in-law and sister-in-law said, "Guys do hit on you. You just don't see it."
What I'm
So-
saying is this, though. What I'm saying is this: the beast of social media will always make everything take it out of context.
But
So
just
should we not
think,
speak
but
our
ju-
truth because we're
that's-
no,
scared of
I- I
something
was just
going
I'm
gonna
not
say
saying
that.
don't speak your truth. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm
It
saying
sounds-
is
it sounds-
this.
That's what it sounds like you're saying.
What
Like,
I'm
do not
saying,
speak your truth because of
no.
people
What I'm
may
saying,
say
there's a
about it.
time and place for it. I can speak my truth all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am not going to go on an area that is corrupt and evil. Is going to take what I say and try to ruin what's going on.
But I
on,
think
we
But I
on-
can
but
take
we're
it
on a
off.
live podcast right now.
Oh, I mean,
They probably gonna take my damn words out of context anyway.
yeah,
who
that's
cares?
true.
Please take
Yeah.
my shit out of context.
What I'm saying though is,
Let's have a
what we're
convo.
talking about is the ruining of relationships because people take. No one on there's your therapist. No one on here cares that you're really going through a battle.
But I think, Erlene, it goes back to what you said, keeping people out of your relationship. And I think she said that, but the foundation of her relationship is
It's
solid.
solid. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that she could have said that, it wouldn't have done anything to her relationship
Right.
at home. I
She
think he
might
already knows.
She probably already talked to him about
And
it.
I was just going to
Yeah,
say, I think
absolutely.
he already knows how
Absolutely.
she feels. And so, as long as I'm solid with my man, I'm good.
Right.
I don't care what you saying about me on the internet, if I'm strong enough to deal with that.
Right.
And I think at that point, she probably had already gone.
And I
Through the
understand, I
emotion.
think, but I do feel though that at certain points in our lives, as we do certain things, I will not do and say certain things for the masses.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that with my tried and true.
I'm
My accountability
absolutely
body.
sure,
But-
though,
but-
that
But like
Say
what,
this.
what she said, though, I think is the point of when we share certain things, it does free other people as well.
It does. I was
Like
going
there's
to
so
say
many
that
people
because
that is on.
Yeah.
This is people who shamed her, with people who were saying, "I felt the same way."
Right.
there
Is
were
that
people.
we don't speak these truths about ourselves, and so that's what keeps us trapped. A lot of times, is not speaking our truth. Thinking it's only us.
and-
You got somebody like a whole celebrity saying, "I wish other niggas look at me."
Yeah,
But you
and-
hear-
and-
but
Hey,
you
I
guys-
was the same way. I
on
thought it was
but
just
let me
me.
say this, though,
That's
on
so you
top-
don't feel as
on
bad
top of-
about what you're going through
On
because
top
someone
of
else
that,
experienced
on
it.
top of that, social media beast, we forget what we say sometimes too. And on the back end of it, she at one point in time would be negative about the single woman. And
Right,
be
now that's
negative.
what hurt her.
So
That's
that's
what hurt
what
her.
I'm saying.
That's
It's
what
the
hurt her.
beast of
Yeah.
social media of tried and
Remember
true.
when? Yeah.
Remember, we forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're not going to let you forget. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't talk cash shit about people because now you are the goal.
Yeah.
And now I don't get attention.
And that's
Chick,
what-
you just said the other day
Right.
you don't want the attention.
That's my only issue with what
That's
you
what,
said.
and that's what I'm
was
saying.
going
We have
back
to
her
remember
previous
that this is a
comments.
beast.
Yeah.
And they're going to take whatever you say and run with it. Be
Yeah.
careful of what you say, how you say, and what you have said.
Yeah.
But
And
see,
be mindful.
but see, even that what you said now, I don't even know how to say the lady name right. So, I'm serious, meaning that I don't know anything previous to about her until that conversation. Because when the social media started blowing it up, I'm a person. I said, let me go listen to the interview. And once I listened to the interview, I was like, humans, y'all get on my nerve. Like, really,
Oh,
y'all
yeah, I
do.
heard the whole interview. I knew where she was coming from.
You know,
Yeah.
because the simple fact is, I have to agree with her about the part about being able to speak what you're going through, because a lot of times when we inside of toxic relationships, we stay in them because we feel that we put ourselves there for a long time. We did this to ourselves, so we need to figure out how to get out of it. And instead of us going in and trusting it, either somebody professional or someone that we trust to talk us through it, because even through after I left my marriage, after I started talking to ladies, that freed me a lot, because through my marriage I did not talk to nobody
Right.
about all the woes I was going through.
Right.
My family was totally shocked when I told them that I'm
And I
leaving,
understand that.
because the simple fact is, as far as everybody else had saw, we was solid. We was good, because the only thing I had believed in for the whole time, because I was taught that you just keep everything within your marriage. You don't go talk outside. I didn't even talk to my mother.
Right.
I didn't talk to nobody. So when I left, I felt like a failure until I started talking to other women, and I'm like, dang, this is more common than not. Just to think that if I had the tools from somebody else that has gone through it, or has become is more normal than I thought,
Right.
we probably would have been able to last through the bullshit that ended our relationship.
hard
And
You
I
know what I'm
understand all of that. What I'm saying is this, I'm
Real
going to leave
tough.
it alone. Remember what you say, and also remember the way this world is. If he had said that, would there have been the same support? We have to be really careful sometimes, and we forget how people just take things and how people tear. And because even though you're solid, to me, it now invited people to come and tear your shit apart and be disrespectful.
But that's
And
if she cared. Did she care? that
It-
people
you
would
don't
do
have
that?
to care.
You don't have to care
You don't
what
have
people
to
think
care.
or say about you.
You don't
in your
have to,
story.
but then why you care somebody not giving you attention? She cares.
But she care about that, but
You
you
know,
not care if
it's-
people talk about her.
Everybody
for
know
what she
you married
said.
to Steph Curry, so why is someone gonna come disrespect you and say
Looking like a soccer mom.
looking like a, you know?
Looking like
But
a
as we
soccer mom.
as we
No
wrap up
snack.
these last few minutes, and as we wrap up these last few minutes,
But no nothing.
you know, there's something else. Because we're gonna wind this down in a
Like
few
a diet.
minutes. I want each of you to stop it, Gary. I want each of you to give me a small vent of what you don't like about being single, and then we're gonna close everything.
Oh shit. Don't like about being single.
My God.
Make it quick. Make it quick.
You know, I'm not a feminist. You know, a lot of women think if a man can do it, I can do it better. I'm not that girl. I need, you know, manly things done around my house and, you know,
Around
for
me.
me. Right. And that's
Amen.
if I would say that, you know, that's something I miss. I need, you know, my tires rotated.
Rachel.
I concur with what she said. There's some things that I have learned to do as a single woman
That
that I would care not to do.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Putting gas in
you
my
know,
car.
I do feel good about myself when I do learn how to do some of those manly things, or you know. Yes. Come on, yeah, you listening?
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust, I'm taking notes.
Taking notes.
You did a good 33 right
Hey,
now.
hey, you better bump it
Date
to
with intent.
40. Come
I'm
on now. But
get 'em,
that's something I do not like about being single.
Yeah.
And then sometimes not having that person to really, like, you know,
The support.
rub up against.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jesse.
That's it.
We'll leave it
gonna
right
say it
there.
like
We're
that,
gonna
rub up
leave it at the
against.
rubbing. Jesse, go ahead with the.
I can't. Well, I have a thought about it. I can't really say I dislike anything about being single. I love it. Every now and then I do long to have that person who I can constantly, dote on, show love and affection to, and basically have somebody to bounce ideas off of and things like that. But I mean, I have enough friends to kind of fill voids of these different areas that are missing right now in my life. So it's like I'm not really missing that in a companion just yet. I mean, I love and when I'm in a relationship, I'm in it. But while I'm single, I'm going to just fill that time in and space with dope friends and things I want to do, pour myself into other things. So I've been single for a long time. So it's like
just to say, you've been single for a long time. That's what the answer was.
So I love being single. I don't really dislike anything about it really. Like it's I'm good.
Angel.
I'm good either way.
I already know your answer. So should I just skip you?
Yeah, just yeah.
Gary.
Angel.
You know what? Really, I'm a relationship type of girl. I don't like all this dating shit. It's too much. It's like it's too redundant. Every time you think you found somebody, you be like, damn, yes, this is nice, and then before you know it, on the 8th day, damn. Yeah, let's start over today. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things I really dislike about dating. And I just really, like Jesse said, just somebody that's in my corner that I could talk to, to go back and forth with ideas. Somebody who I just know that when something fabulous happened for me in 2020, you've been here since 2019 with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been there for me.
That's dope.
Gary.
Let me say this shit and keep it all the way funky. I feel
my
like I
memos
thrive
out
at dating. However, I am a creative. I'm an architect. I'm an INTJ. If anybody wants to look that shit up to get an idea about me, I'm an INTJ. I'm an architect, and I feel like I can excel at anything I do. But I like to create. I like to curate. I like to see things come to pass. I like to set wild fucking expectations and then achieve that shit. I enjoy that. And it's sad as fuck that you can't do that to the fullest when you're just in a dating scenario. Because it's so much more impactful. It's so much more enjoyable when you can share these fucking experiences with somebody that you love, you trust, you respect, that can really walk lock and step with you all the way to some of your dreams and aspirations.
Absolutely.
It's sad as fuck. But until then, my DM is open. You can hit me anywhere. I'm so fucking I will come back to it. Okay, I'm gonna bring that shit back. But you have to be in this sport so that you can get what you want.
Yeah.
And it's a grudge. The shit fucking sucks. But you have to go through it because on the other side, it's fucking glory.
Yeah.
All it takes is one.
Preacher.
Come on.
All it takes is one.
Come on. The
I've
doors
been-
of the church.
I've been single a very long time.
About
I've
one.
been single a long time. And
What's a long time?
I was about
Miss-
to ask.
Why are y'all? No one else asked that question.
I'm
You're
gonna have you
asking me. No, you don't have me beat. I've been single a long time,
Okay.
and for me, for me, it's the sharing of those moments and accomplishing and just thriving and doing these things, and you're coming home to no one to share it with.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
No one to
Tough.
help you bounce those ideas off
Yeah.
of. No one to go that next level with you and say, okay, quarter number 2, what's going on? What you got going on? And that person to experience traveling with. I do so many things by myself. I
Me
do
too.
everything. Movies, dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I go out, I go by myself and leave by myself. That's just how I roll.
Yeah.
So I have no one
You better
to
call me.
I never no one to cultivate those memories with and actually be meaningful. That's why I don't like dating multiple people and just having meaningless whatever it is, because
Interactions,
at the end of the day, I'm not going to want you in my space because what I have is precious. So I want to share that with someone who wants to be there and who's going to help me and I help them. We feed into each other. So that's what I don't like about being single, is the fact of you meet someone and I never get excited anymore, honestly. I really don't. And they're just not there for the long haul. Or they want you there for their long haul, but they don't even know what the hell you got going on. So you want me to be in, I need to get in where I fit in with you? That's not going to work out. So that's what I don't like about it. That's my thing. That's my thing. I thank y'all. Y'all are awesome.
No,
But before we go, I want each of you to tell people who you are, what you do, where they can find you, Angel, entrepreneur, makeup artist. Come on now.
It's really hard for me to talk about myself, but yeah, y'all can find me on Instagram at Angel Feels, Facebook Angel Feels, anything just Angel Feels. That's it.
And your website?
My website, yes, makemeoverangel.com. If you're looking for a nail tech, I'm her. She's me. And makeup artist as well.
I love your logo, by the way. It's nice.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
fire. Yes, indeed.
I'm going to skip Gary. Angela?
I am Angela Robinson, aka they call me T or T Dot. I am the owner of MixNSingle podcasts and events. You can find me at MixNSingle on all social media platforms. And I'm right here at the Sphere every other Monday. And I have fun, people.
Rachel?
Writer, coach, discussion facilitator. If you want a great discussion, find me on Facebook, Rachel D, for my hot topics. You can find me online at racheldgarrison.com and RDG Chasing Unicorns. That's my business page, as well as my my Instagram. And you can find some nice cool shirts like this that say "My love is magical."
And your books?
And my books, yes. Don't forget about the books. So I know it's real. Hashtag so I know it's real. And Chasing Unicorns.
Nice.
If you order through my website, you get them signed and shipped. Shipping is free. And I have some other shirts for men that say "These arms are magical."
Oh,
So
okay.
you can go check those out. So
Get a little merch.
so yeah, that's where you find me.
Well, I'm Jesse again, Jesse Fezia III. I hate talking about myself, but I'm an artist. I didn't mention that earlier. I'm an artist. I paint, draw, whatever. I also have T-shirts. I'm wearing one of my T-shirts now. It says "Embrace Your Roots." So for all you,
That's nice.
Crown, all the Africa and all that good stuff. So yeah, I have T-shirts. If you want a T-shirt, just hit me up in the DM. That's pretty much it. So social media, Jesse Fezia III, and Instagram, J Fezia, that's JFEZIA artist and the number 2. And follow me, I'll follow you back unless you're selling bundles. I will block you.
Right?
But
Listen,
Block you. Yes.
But
help us
yeah,
today.
whatever. So I had fun. Had a great
I didn't
time.
know
Thank
who
you
they
all for
marketing
tuning
team
in.
is.
Yo, they be on
Everyone
it.
who tuned in,
Baby.
my family, friends, thank you all for tuning into the show. Thanks to Miss Erlene for inviting me.
We gotta
on the
let
show.
Gary talk about himself real quick though. We can't shut
I'm
we
saying
can't
for
shut
me.
it down.
My people.
Yes, no, thank you though, really. Go
Shit,
ahead.
if y'all don't know me by now.
Right.
Yo. Garry Lee, also known as G Hawkins. I am the chief architect and founder here at the Sphere Podcast Studios and Network. And I don't really talk about this shit that often because I've done it for so long. I've been in IT for 20 years. I'm a system engineer at Vortex Computer Systems. And I build shit for a living. I create environments on the networking aspect for a living and build podcasts for a living and build studios and all kind of other shit. But you can reach me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins, that's G Hawkins with a Z. You can check the studio out at thesphere.tv or shoot us a goddamn email, info@thesphere.tv if you want to get with us. We're anywhere and everywhere podcasts can be found.
Look at that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Thank y'all.
You know who I am. And the show will be on YouTube, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Instagram is shall_we_proceed. I'm on Facebook. You can find me. I'm everywhere. I will blow up your timeline every day with this content. And please subscribe, share. Thank you for tuning in. This has been an awesome. This has been a good show. I'm proud of this. I'm
Damn
proud of
right.
this.
Yeah.
Fucking right. Been a good fucking right. Been a good
I
damn
can't
show.
say cuss words to anyone because my mom told me to watch my mouth.
Well, none of my family's probably watching, so I will curse as much as I want to. And hey, share this again. Get the people to watch it, rewatch it, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Peace.